Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Markets to Watch from Smack the Markets for week commencing the 22nd of April. Now this week being a slightly shorter week for most traders following the holiday weekend over the Easter period. But even so, there's been a holiday period for traders. The markets have still been sort of quite active and many markets have still been open, particularly the Forex markets. We've also had, we haven't had a holiday from news events and things escalating in the sort of world economies. So we come back to our trading desks to find that the US and Iran sort of oil trade tensions have sort of escalated, and that's sort of pushing oil prices higher. We've also got news that the UK PM is coming back from her Easter break to renewed pressures on her sort of position. So expecting further volatility in Great British Pound throughout the remainder of this week as news flows on that continue. So let's take a look at a few markets here that we're keeping a close eye on in the trading room this week. So first one here being oil. Now, oil, as we can see, has had a very strong move over the sort of holiday period. This being, as I say, back on that sort of political news. So certainly from a technical perspective, the trend on these markets are looking very strong, and also the political environment is supportive of higher oil prices. If we come and have a look at this on the weekly chart, we can see that there is a level here, a technical level around sort of 66.50, which the market has sort of found previous support and resistance at many times before. So I'm just expecting some kind of price reaction around there at the moment. So that's sort of somewhere around sort of 50 pips away at this moment in time. So above that level puts us into a new sort of price window up to, well, around that sort of $74, $75 a barrel level. Now, there are many analysts that are predicting oil to reach, some predicting sort of oil to reach the 70, some around the $75 sort of level. Certainly what I'm looking at this week is possible opportunities up here towards the 66.50 level. I don't want to trade through that. I want the market to decide how it's going to react around this price point. If we can get a break above 66.50 and get into this new trading window, then I'll be looking for new opportunities to be able to trade up towards the higher end of this sort of level here on oil. Now, if we come and take a look at the index markets, our favorite market this week being the NQs, being the NASDAQ. Now, all of the US indices, the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, again, a very strong over the past sort of few weeks. We can see here on the NASDAQ, this one being the strongest. Now, what I like about this market is that it's very close here to its all-time highs. And I just think that that all-time high is going to be acting like a magnet here for this market. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if the NQs do test that level sometime later on this week. Now, that being the case, looking at sort of opportunities to trade here, we would certainly be looking at value entries, value areas to sort of get positioned. So we'd look at things like the 8-hour chart, the 4-hour chart. You can see that on these time frames, typically when the markets come back into these sort of moving averages, it's areas where the buyers come back in, and they're sort of, in the past, as we can see, they've been typically good areas to get for new positions. So for our perspective, we'll be looking at long opportunities on the NQs up towards that sort of all-time high level, as long as these intraday trends here stay intact. Now, as far as currency markets are concerned, one of the strongest trends at the moment in all currency markets is dollar Swiss. So we can see here that the dollar Swiss has been extremely strong. It's sort of been strengthening here over the sort of lower volume periods over the holiday period. And this is on the back of obviously the strengthening US dollar and the significant weakening of the Swiss franc. So if we take a look at this on the weekly chart, we can see that the market's recently broken out of, so this week it's sort of broken out of this sort of higher range. So breaking out into new territory here to the long side. So as long as this market is still staying above this level, it's still staying strong, we'll be looking at new opportunities to be able to trade this market, obviously trade this trend to the long side. Now, when the market sort of already had a good move like it is at the moment, it's not sort of our techniques is not to sort of be able to get in where it is at the moment. What we'll be doing is looking for value areas to join this sort of trend. So we'll be looking more at the lower time frames, pullbacks into value areas, pullbacks into structure points, and then waiting for momentum to change. So there's a few areas here that we're looking for new opportunities throughout the remainder of this week. Certainly hope it helps. Look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye for now.